Stop scrolling. Just stop. I need you to do something for me right now. Before you hear another word, before you decide whether this is worth your time, I need you to think about one person, just one, someone who came into your life and you still, to this day, cannot fully explain how or why they appeared exactly when they did. Maybe it was a stranger on a train who said something that changed your entire perspective. Maybe it was a friend you met at your lowest point, when you were barely holding yourself together, and somehow, they were there. Maybe it was someone you loved so deeply that losing them felt like losing a piece of your own soul. Or maybe it's someone you haven't met yet, but you feel them. You feel the empty space where they're supposed to be. You feel the silence they're supposed to fill. Do you have that person in your mind? Good, because I'm not here today to talk to you about coincidence. I'm not here to talk to you about luck. I'm here to tell you something that science struggles to explain, that logic refuses to accept, and that your heart, your tired, broken, beautiful heart, has known all along. You didn't find this by accident. We were meant to meet. From the moment we were old enough to understand the world, we were handed a script, a very clean, very logical, very safe script. The script said, things happen randomly. The script said, timing is luck. The script said, people come and go. Don't attach too much meaning to it. We were taught to be rational. We were taught to be practical. We were taught to explain everything with data, with reason, with probability. And so we did. When we met someone extraordinary, we said, oh, what a coincidence. When we bumped into the right person at the right moment, we said, oh, what perfect timing. When a relationship ended and another began, and somehow it made us exactly who we needed to be, we said, oh, that's just how life goes. But here's what they never told us. Here's the part that was left out of the script. Coincidence is just the universe's way of remaining anonymous. There is something more happening beneath the surface of our lives, something that doesn't show up in spreadsheets or equations, something that can only be felt deeply, quietly, undeniably, in the center of your chest. Some people call it fate. Some people call it destiny. Some people call it God's plan. Some people call it the universe conspiring. I don't care what you call it. What I care about is this. Have you ever felt it? Have you ever looked at someone and thought, where have you been? I feel like I've been waiting for you my whole life. Have you ever walked away from a conversation and thought, that person just changed something in me. I am not the same person I was an hour ago. Have you ever lost someone and thought, even though it hurts, even though I'm broken right now, I know they came into my life for a reason. If you have, even once, then you already know what I'm talking about, and no amount of logic in the world can take that feeling away from you. Now, I know some of you are skeptical. I know some of you are sitting there thinking, this sounds beautiful, but is it real, or is this just something people say to make themselves feel better? Fair question. Let me give you something to think about. Psychologists have studied what they call meaningful coincidences, moments where two people connect in ways that seem statistically impossible. Carl Jung called it synchronicity, the idea that events are connected not by cause and effect, but by meaning. In other words, some things happen not because one thing caused another, but because they were meant to happen together. Physicists who study quantum entanglement have discovered something extraordinary, that two particles, once connected, remain connected forever, regardless of the distance between them. They respond to each other instantly, mysteriously, inexplicably. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. And I believe with everything in me that people work the same way. When two souls have been made for each other, when two lives are supposed to intersect, the universe finds a way. Distance doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. Circumstances don't matter. Think about the couples who almost never met. Think about the best friends who were supposed to be in different cities, different countries. But one flight got canceled. One wrong turn was taken. One phone died. And they walked into the same coffee shop to charge it. Think about the mentor who came into someone's life on the exact day they were about to give up. Think about the stranger who said the exact words you needed to hear at the exact moment you needed to hear them. This is not accident. This is architecture. This is a design so intricate, so precise, so breathtakingly detailed that it cannot be random. And you are not an accident in someone else's story. You are a chapter. You are a turning point. You are the plot twist that changed everything. But let's be honest. Because this conversation isn't just about the beautiful connections, it's also about the painful ones. Because sometimes we almost miss each other. Sometimes the right person comes at the wrong time. Sometimes you're not ready. Sometimes they're not ready. Sometimes life is moving too fast and the connection is real, but the circumstances are impossible and you have to let go, even when it breaks you. And in those moments, it's so easy to think, maybe it wasn't meant to be after all. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was just luck. Maybe there's no plan. I want to speak directly to those of you who are carrying that pain right now, the person you lost, whether through death or distance, or the simple, terrible tragedy of bad timing. The connection was real. The meaning was real. The love was real. And just because something didn't last forever doesn't mean it wasn't meant to happen. Some people come into our lives not to stay, but to teach. Some people come to break us open so we can let the light in. Some people come to show us what we're capable of feeling, loving, becoming, and then they leave so that we are ready for what comes next. The Japanese have a concept called ichigo ichi. It means one time, one meeting. The idea that every encounter is once in a lifetime. That this exact moment, this exact connection, will never happen again exactly like this. And because of that, it is precious. Even when it's painful, even when it's short, even when it ends before you're ready. It was still meant. It was still real. And it will still shape you, change you, mark you, long after the person is gone. So how do you know? How do you know when a connection is something more than just coincidence? Let me tell you the signs, because I believe these signs are universal. I believe if you've experienced them, you already recognized them, even if you didn't have the words. Sign 1, immediate recognition. There are people you meet and it feels like you've known them before, not from this life, from somewhere deeper. There's an ease, a comfort, a feeling of, oh, there you are. Sign 2, perfect, impossible timing. They came when you needed them most, not when it was convenient, not when it was easy, but at exactly the right moment, when you were broken or lost or ready for a change. Sign 3, they see you, not your mask, not your performance, not the version of you that you've carefully curated for the world. They see you, the real, unguarded, terrified, hopeful you, and they are not afraid. Sign 4, you become more yourself. Around certain people, you shrink. Around meant-to-be people, you expand. You become braver, more honest, more alive. They don't complete you, they reveal you. Sign 5, the connection survives silence. You can go months, years without speaking, and when you reconnect, it's like no time passed at all, because real connections aren't measured in days, they're measured in depth. Sign 6, they change your direction. After them, you are going somewhere different, better, more aligned with who you were always supposed to be. If you recognize even one of these signs in a relationship, past or present, then you know. That wasn't an accident. That was meant. But here's where I have to challenge you, because this beautiful idea, we were meant to meet, comes with a responsibility. If the universe is orchestrating these connections, if these people are being placed in your life with purpose, then what are you doing with that? Are you showing up? Are you being present for the people who were placed in your path? Or are you too distracted, too afraid, too busy to notice? Because here's the painful truth. The universe opens doors, but you still have to walk through them. How many connections have you let slip through your fingers because you were too scared to say, I feel this too? How many people did you almost reach out to and didn't? How many times did you feel that pull, that recognition, that this person matters, and you talked yourself out of it? The universe can bring people together, but it cannot force you to be brave. It cannot force you to be vulnerable. It cannot force you to say the thing that needs to be said, to stay when staying is hard, to let someone in when your walls are sky high. That part is on you. So let me ask you, directly, honestly, with love. Who are you not calling? Who are you not forgiving? Who are you not telling how much they mean to you? Because maybe, just maybe, you are someone's meant to be. Maybe you are the person who was placed in someone's life at exactly the right moment. Maybe you are the plot twist in someone else's story. And they are waiting. They are waiting for you to show up. Don't make the universe do all the work. And now I want to speak to someone specific. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone you know. But someone needs to hear this right now. You've been feeling alone. Not just physically alone, existentially alone. Like no one really gets you. Like you're moving through the world behind glass, watching other people connect, watching other people be seen and loved and chosen, and wondering why it feels so different for you. You've started to wonder if maybe you're just not the kind of person who gets those connections. Maybe you've been hurt too many times. Maybe you've trusted the wrong people. Maybe you've loved deeply and been let down profoundly, and now you've built walls so high that even you can't see over them anymore. I need you to listen to me. You were not made to be alone. The connections you crave, the real ones, the deep ones, the ones that make you feel like you finally belong, they are not too much to ask for. They are not fantasy. They are not just for other people. They are coming, and they are coming for you. The fact that you can feel the absence of them so deeply, the fact that you know what you're missing, that you haven't given up on the possibility of real connection, that is not weakness. That is a signal. That is your soul saying, I know what I was made for. I haven't found it yet, but I know it exists. Hold on to that knowing, because the people who are meant for you, they are being shaped right now. They are going through their own fires, their own lessons, their own becoming. And one day, maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, maybe in the most unexpected, impossible, beautiful way, your paths will cross, and you will look at each other, and you will both know. You didn't find me by accident. We were meant to meet. So let me end where we began. That person you thought of at the start, the one who came to mind before you even knew where this was going. I want you to think about them again, and I want you to ask yourself, really ask yourself, what would it mean if it wasn't an accident? What would it mean if the universe, in all its vastness and complexity and mystery, chose to bring the two of you together? What would it mean if that connection, however it looks, however it ended or continues, was intentional? What would it mean if you were intentional? If your life was intentional? If every loss, every love, every heartbreak, every unexpected hello